Let's talk about the cheat codes in crypto, which are crypto launchpads. Launchpads are a perfect way to get early into crypto, to buy crypto at the lowest prices, and then it's only up to you to sell as high as possible. And in the bull market, they go insane. I'm gonna show you some numbers of the previous bull market and you will probably get very warm inside. So without further ado, welcome to the Fomo Factory. If you like the video already, please like the video. Do I have my smack sound on today? Otherwise it just looked a little weird. Subscribe to the channel, you know how it works. So I want to cover my top 5 launchpads, give 2 honorable mentions, and talk about one extremely high risk, high reward launchpad to have a little risk reward in this video as well. So launchpads are like, let's take a look at the first one that we see right here. And this is not in my top 5 list though, but I just want to show you the returns that you can make. So launchpads, for the people that have no idea, you can basically buy a launchpad token, stake it on the platform right there, and then you will get an allocation to invest in new crypto pre-sales. And with all the launchpads that I'm going to mention right now, they have a refund policy. So that's the cool thing. If you buy a token for, let's say, $1 per token, and it lists and it goes to 30 cents because it was not a success, then you can just say like, okay, I want my money back. Like, this is like, guys, I talk about launchpads a lot. And it's not for no reason. It's the cheat code in crypto. And it's also the relative safest way to invest in crypto. So if you, for example, look at DAO Maker right here, all the big launches with the highest ROI, so this one from the pre-sale price until the highest price like ever, did a 366x. 300x, 290, 212, 170x. And most of these happened in the bull market, right? End of 2021, end of 2021, doesn't count. End of 2021, end of 2021, etc., etc., etc. In a bear market, there are also good launches. I've participated in a couple of projects that made me some good money, really. But in a bull market, it's like kind of completely different. People want to ape into new projects, and new projects have the funds to release and to really go crazy. And the best projects out there, they will wait until the market will turn around. There are like very much good, for example, crypto gaming projects that are, I think, already ready to release, but they just wait for the right time. In one of my next videos, I will go over a top 5 of crypto projects that are not out yet, but that I am looking at. And hopefully we can get into these through these launchpads. So let's take a look at my top 5. Now, I want to start with Seedify, and I don't want to go completely in depth about each and every project, but I want to say something about each one of them. So Seedify is the top crypto gaming launchpad. In 2021, they said, hey, you know what, we're going to focus fully on crypto gaming. And as you know, crypto gaming was quite of a hype back then, they did really well. And even if you take a look at the best performing launchpads year to date, that's Seedify. This year, or year to date here, that's Seedify. With 19 launches, they have an average return of 134%. And that's definitely not bad. They just released Chappies, did an 8x, and yeah, let's be real, it's very hard to sell that top exactly, right? Because it may have a wick right there, plus you do not have all your tokens by then. So of course, these are not the actual numbers that you will make, but the market kind of offers the opportunity to you, right? And again, it's way safer than buying on the open market. Plus, you can also say like, you know what, I believe in the concept, I don't want to participate in the IDOs themselves for some reason. You just buy the launchpad tokens, like Seedify at 150. Yeah, it looks quite expensive right now, as it just had a pump from 50 cents to 150. But if you look where it came from during the last bull market, it was sitting at around $18. Now there are more tokens in circulation right now, so $6 is kind of the new $18. But I won't be surprised if it actually goes back to the price all-time high, as Seedify has a super professional team. The founder is really good at what he does. He's super passionate. He gets his information from the right places. There's a big team behind it. And if you look what they release in the bear market, Jappy's still sitting in a 3x. Open Fabric still sits at a 2x. Clubcoin little profit. Some are just like closer to 1x, aka same price as listing. But if you, for example, look at a hypercycle, still sits at a 11x. Games for a Living currently still sits almost at a 10x. ChainGPT still sits at a 6x, and the all-time high was a 42x. Right? These projects, although it is like not the best time for altcoins right now, they do already really well. And if you also look at Seedify's biggest launches, 600-700x, like completely crazy. Now, it's not my purpose to go into every launchpad right here and explain their complete refund policy, their tier system, the this and the that. If you want me to do so about a specific launchpad, leave a comment down below. I will definitely do that, but I'm quite known for making my videos way longer than they than they need to be. So Seedify is the first one. My second pick, this is not particularly in any order, by the way. My second pick is Enjinstarter. Now, Enjinstarter has been around since 2021 as well. And if you look at their all-time high, it's not as big as Seedify, but they still have good returns. What I do like about Enjinstarter is that lately they release good projects. Same as Seedify, for example, Open Fabric, Soil, Solidus, Sophia First, DexJack, Cogito Protocol, Elderrune, Games for a Living. They released Carbon Browser, which did very well. Also ChainGPT. So even in this bear market, Enjinstarter does it really, really, really well. Now, the thing about Enjinstarter is that it's very easy to use. You can stake your tokens, and then you can participate, and you see all the projects right here that are going to get released. Like, for example, this one is coming up. Then you can go to your token metrics, and here you can see all the information about it. You can, at project feed, find all the information about the coin and the website itself. So that's really clear. They could have a better claim page. Now, if you invest in a project, you have to go to the main page and scroll to that project and be like, oh, I think I invested in this one. Let me find my allocation and then claim it right there. Right. So in all honesty, that could improve a little bit just to make it a little bit more user friendly. But then again, I am quite sure that they probably are already working on it. Now, what I also like about Enjinstarter is, like, Seedify has an $80 million market cap at the moment of recording, which is very low cap for what they do, though. Don't get me wrong, Seedify has major potential, and it could definitely hit, man, $500 million, maybe $1 billion even. But Enjinstarter has a current market cap, although it pumped quite hard lately, of just $27 million, and the fully diluted is 36. So they are more low cap. That might be interesting if you are mostly interested in the token itself. So it's still far from where it was, right? Will it ever go back to 20 cents? Hey, I can speculate on that, but I have no idea. I don't know what the market cap was back here, but they now have more tokens in circulation, of course. So going back to that price would mean an extremely high market cap. But with Launchpads, bro, I am not surprised if they do that. And I do feel like, hey, Enjinstarter has good communication. They have a good refund policy. They have it all. Like all the other Launchpads that I discuss right now, they have that, right? There are a lot of Launchpads out there, and some are different than others. So that's Seedify. It's Enjinstarter. The next one that I think is really interesting is Poolz Finance. Now, Poolz Finance, also, when we look at this one right here, it has a $20 million market cap, also fully diluted. Not a big difference right there. Now, they have just announced that they are doing buybacks and burns, and that the token is actually going to be deflationary. And that's what I really like, because Poolz Finance already has great economics. 80%, more than 80% of the circulating supply is locked on their platform. So you might look at it like, oh, $4, man, I'm gonna just wait for 150. Well, with so many tokens locked, you better hope it gets there. Because I don't know. Poolz Finance has interesting price movements. On CoinGecko, it's not that interesting. On my coin or on my trading view, it jumps from $2 to $4 to $3. I don't know what's going on right there, but it's always like it never crashes. Like I love Poolz Finance. You can get it on a couple exchanges, but I would say, hey, do it on PancakeSwap anyway. I mean, you need to stake it on their platform in the first place to participate. And Poolz Finance has great returns as well. If you look at the average returns this year, Poolz Finance is number 3. And you could say like, well, yeah, Bullstarter is close as well, but they just have 5 lunches, right? You can measure it with more data. And Seedify, Enjinstarter, and Poolz Finance, they have a lot of data. And it did 21 lunches with an average return of 68%. That's definitely good. That's definitely good. I like what Poolz Finance is doing. They have a very professional team behind it. They are they do it a little different than most launchpads. I don't know. They are more than just a launchpad, and you should definitely look into it. So if you go to cryptorank.io, here you can find all this information, right? You can also see what type of projects these launchpads release. So for example, Poolz Finance, 25% DeFi, 34% GameFi. That's what I'm most interested in. 18% blockchain services, so layer ones, etc., and then some others, whatever that might be. And yeah, what else is there to say about Poolz Finance? If you look at their returns, they had some really good projects that they have released in the past as well. They released Network, by the way. I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool. They released Poolz. But these two were absolute killers, 155x and 114x as well. And if you look at their current launches, which is definitely not bad, you can see the 2x, 8x, 4x, 1.5, 1.5, 112. Like it's for bear market conditions, man, this is good. And they also released Hypercycle, which I like. I mean, that is the one that's making me a lot of money these days. I put quite some money into that, but it worked out. So Poolz Finance is on the list. Now, another one that I said Poolz Finance more than a launchpad. Well, there is something else which is more than a launchpad, and that's Decubate. So Decubate, what I found out that the CEO is Dutch as well, and I happened to have spoken with him, and these guys are super professional, but first instance, it's not really a launchpad. They are a service provider for Web3. So if you, for example, take a look at ChainGPT, take a look at a lot of projects that come out these days. They have these nice, clean staking platforms. Decubate makes them, right? They help projects also to get released by getting the tokenomics sorted out, etc., etc. And that's a good thing. You might, as an investor, think like, yeah, why do I care? Well, one, they have good connections with every project out there, but two, it's a revenue income for the project as well. And if you invest in a project, you better hope that it generates revenue. Otherwise, the project is maybe going to die someday, and that's not really what you want. About Decubate, I definitely don't worry about that. What I like, they have also these learn to earn campaigns, so you get to know the project and you can earn a little money for that. So that's pretty cool. And they have a good track record as well. They had Chappies. Tradomato did very well, but they also had Solidus, DexCheck, Elderune, LitLab Games, ChainGPT, and back in the past they might have more great projects there as well. Now, Decubate just updated their refund policy. So before it was like the more you were staking, the more you can get refunded if you want a refund. And I felt like, hey, but you know, if somebody stakes $100 and wants a refund, he should be able to get that full $100 as well, right? Compared to someone who stakes $1,000 and actually gets his $1,000. And they changed that, and I really like that they think about, hey, what's good for the community. Plus there is a lot of competition, so you kind of have to, of course, as well. They burn a lot of tokens. That's good. Yeah, and as you can see right here, this one is microcap, right? This one is really microcap. And if you look at what they do and what they provide, and that they are even more than a launchpad, I feel like, man, this is the launchpad degen play, which I really, really, really like. And yeah, Launchpads will be a success, right? And it automatically takes all the Launchpads with it. So I feel like, man, 3 million, remind me in 2 years. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I love it. So you can get this one on PancakeSwap and Bitmart, but yeah, again, just get all these things. If you want to get it, get them on chain, I would say, because you have to stake them to use these platforms anyway. And I'll probably, since I'm such a fan of Launchpads, just make a video where I will cover each and any one of these individually. But if you have any specific questions, again, drop a comment and I will go over it. I want this community not to have the right calls, but to also be educated. Therefore, my videos are always so long. I should be a freaking professor if I had the right IQ. The next one is a newer one, and that's number 5, by the way. But after that, there are 3 more. The next one is a newer one, and that's ChainGPT. ChainGPT released through basically all these Launchpads that I've just showed you, and they did really well. They did like a 40x or something like that. And they did it very well. They released in the middle of the AI hype, and they did it better. There was also Hyper GPT or some other GPT, and but this was the clear winner. They provide a lot of AI tools. I like what ChainGPT does. It's a very expanded project. They have a lot of products that they offer, but they also released a Launchpad. Now, and at first I felt like, oh man, another project that's going to release a Launchpad. But they did it. They did it. They did it very well. And I'm very proud of how they did it because I can only imagine that creating a Launchpad is very hard. Why? Well, you have to attract new projects to release at your platform. And if you're new and you're small, yeah, why would anybody want to use you? Plus, you want to onboard users as well. So you can say like, yeah, we have a full refund policy, but that makes it less attractive for these projects. But if you make it more attractive for the projects and don't offer a refund policy, then you make it less attractive for investors. They just did it. They nailed it. It's absolutely incredible how they did it. Signature required. Let me take a look if I can just get my way around it, and otherwise I will just do that. Okay, fuck it. Let me just do that. I'm on my other account, I think. So, ChainGPT, they released quite some good projects. DexCheck, Solidus, OpenFabric, and Chappies. Now, they are about to release Friend 3, which I'm, by the way, pretty bullish on. I think this is a pretty cool thing, but also GG Protocol and Paytax. I think these are all pretty cool. So they have a very clear list of the projects that they release or released. They make it very user friendly as well. Let me take a look, and yeah, this is not my main account, by the way. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So you can, if you can buy the token, you can go to staking. You can here stake your tokens, and the longer you stake and the more you stake, it puts you in a certain tier, and it's pretty cool. You can see it right here that you have a bronze tier, silver, gold, and with this one I'm sitting on a gold tier, right? And then you have the diamond, and with what do you mean? I think we are triple diamond or something like that. So they have good allocations as well compared to the money that you put into this. I really like everything about ChainGPT. They are very user-friendly, and since the beginning, they've kind of nailed it, to be honest. Now, the nice thing about ChainGPT is as well that the project itself is just super low cap. It's sitting at a 13, let's say $14 million market cap, almost 50 fully diluted, which is like, it sounds far away, but it's like a third. And that's not bad for a project that's that new, right? It's quite new, this one. It's not even half a year old, I think. It came out in April, yeah, slightly half a year. So it came out in April. It has quite some exchange listings as well. They play the Pokemon Go of crypto. They try to collect them all, man. It's beautiful. Bitcat, Bybit, Uobi, PancakeSwap, Kucoin. Well, you can read, right? Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. ChainGPT, a lot of potential. Just for only a Launchpad, this is already low cap, let alone for the rest what they do. And they have a lot of ways to generate revenue. I think ChainGPT is definitely here to stay, and it's very far on top of my list as well. Now let me get my cheat sheet. There are two Launchpads, but I want to call them in the same breath because they are doing the same thing at the same time in the same way. But one is DexCheck, great ticker, DexCheck, okay, and the other is Solidus AI Tech. Now you have seen both of these projects because they released through all these other Launchpads as well, and they are both going to make a Launchpad. Now, how, what, where, when, I will dive into that, but it looks like they are very much doing exactly what ChainGPT does. And I give them a 0 for originality. But it's better to steal a good idea to come up with something very bad yourself, of course. And if you have to, copy someone, then ChainGPT is definitely not the worst to copy because they do it very well. So you have to have 100,000 of these tokens, take it, and you can get into lunches. And for DexCheck, it's a private Launchpad, private IPSO Launchpad. I have to check out what they mean exactly by that. And for Solidus AI Tech, it's cheap, right? It's $1,500 to get the highest tier, and maybe you can get multiple higher tiers like you can get with ChainGPT. I don't know about that. I haven't done my research on it. At least as far as I know, the information is not really out there yet. But it's quite cheap, and I feel like, hey, we will get a Launchpad season. Might as well be early in this, right? Now, there is one that I thought, like, should I mention it anyway in the first place? Because I'm going to be completely honest. It is bad. It is bad. The Launchpad that I'm going to call has, in my opinion, a 5% chance of working out. But if it does work out, the rewards are super high. Super high. Okay, and I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap because they have a little bit more data about that. So this is a Launchpad that I used to be in. And they just copied Seedify straight away. Even the logo. It sucks. Communication was very bad. They did their refunds nicely. I have to give them that. But other than that, they don't know how to communicate. And I have no faith in the project at all. But I just want to call this at a very big ass disclaimer. High risk, high reward. Do your own research. NFA, don't sue me kind of call, okay? This is Paragen. And Paragen, yeah, like you can see right here, it's just a Seedify logo. It's ridiculous. Paragen, why do I even talk about this? It has a market cap, according to CoinGecko, a market cap at least, of $3,000. With a fully diluted market cap of $360,000. So that can't mean anything good, right? Either it's correct and they have a 100x token vesting, or it's not correct and then it sucks anyway. But like if it's really 3K, I honestly don't know if I can believe that though. But the thing with Paragen is though that it is really low cap. If you look at the price chart, it came from 34 cents. It's now sitting at a tenth of a cent, or a fifth of a cent. So it came down extremely hard. Again, I don't like it though. To be honest, I really don't like it. It looks exactly like Seedify. Even their docs where you go, you could check out their tier system. Copied from Seedify as well. The logo, the website, how it looks, it's not good. They don't have any projects coming up, but I put some money into this a year ago and it all went to shit. Like my $8,000 is now worth 80. Great. That's a risk in crypto. I'm not mad about that though. But they let it die. But therefore I forgot about it. And it happened, I still had my Telegram notifications on for this project, as I do with every Launchpad. And I all of a sudden got a notification from Paragen. Like, hey guys, we're going to go again. And we're not going to be just a gaming Launchpad. And they also copied that from Seedify. But we're also not going to be just a gaming Launchpad anymore. We're going to do everything. I feel like, okay, I don't see this work. But with the current market cap, I feel like if they just do anything, this thing could fly. Right? Like, they don't even need to do a great job. They don't even need to do a good job. They just need to do something. because this thing is so extremely low right now. But I don't want to shield this and make it look like I'm doing that. So please, if you feel after this video like, hey, I'm gonna put some money into this, consider that money lost. Okay, so if you play in crypto with 10k, don't put 5k in. Okay, put in whatever you feel like. Okay, if I lose this is fine, because the chances are very high that you're going to lose that. Right now I have some money in, and I consider that money lost already. It's not even tracked in my portfolio, right? Like, so that makes me not looking at it. But if it does work out, and I'm not even sure if this is really a $3 million market cap, I honestly can't imagine that that's the case. But let me take a real quick look at Dexels right here. As you can see, I haven't prepared my videos. I never do that. I want to keep it a little bit spontaneous. It is true. They have a $5,000 market cap, but they do have 50k in liquidity. So the cool thing is you can actually buy this token without, having such a price impact that you will lose half of your money. But the market cap is just low. Like, that's kind of crazy. And yeah, it's funny. I mean, if you look at the price movement, so this is maybe not even as a launchpad, but this is more like a coin that completely died and now did something, and I feel like, okay, but look how much BUSD has been put in since, well, yesterday, basically yesterday evening, like 10, 5, like maybe $100 here and there. Look what the price did, right? Look what the price did. What the fuck, it 2x. So it does mean like, hey, this thing is very volatile because the market cap is so low, but the liquidity is fine compared to the market cap, to put it like that. So that's Paragem. But don't expect anything of them. Very unprofessional team. Don't like these guys. Don't like what they do. Don't like what they did. Don't like anything about it though. Overall, my top 5 launchpads: Seedify, Enjinstarter, Poolz Finance, ChainGPT, Decubate, and an honorable mention to DexCheck and Solidus. Have to see if that's going to work out, but if it does, hey, it's maybe better to get in a little bit early. And overall, again, check out Crypto Rank because you can just get a lot of good information. If you go to Launchpads, you can see exactly which Launchpads there are, on which chains they operate, the current ROI, so how they perform now at this time, the all-time high ROI, the number of IDOs. If they just did one, then it's like, I don't know, Lemonade or something like that. You might feel like, well, 60x all-time high. Yeah, but on 2 projects. So what are we talking about? How much money they raised, the entry to get started right there, the volume and the market cap, as far as that's correct right here, because I don't know if that's correct. Check it out. Again, this is the crypto cheat sheet, if you ask me. This is the way. If I think you can do the complete bull run with only launchpads and you will be completely fine. So like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. That was stupid. Bye.